Okay, I'm gonna give you some advice if you haven't bought a bearded dragon and thinking about one as a pet. We've had this girl right here. This is this is Mrs. Bighead. We've had Mrs. Bighead since she was a little baby the size of my pinky. Uh, she's a girl, good girl. Uh, if you're gonna own a bearded dragon, he's waving. If you're gonna own a bearded dragon, keep in mind, a lot of people say these are real good first pets, and I guess they are because they don't bite. But keep in mind, you have to make sure they have certain things, which makes them a big pain in the butt versus like a snake. The snakes are a lot easier to take care of, and they're a lot cheaper. Uh, First of all, they need a basking lamp, and like her, I uh, I actually installed this on this tank. I actually cut the screen open and put the ceramic socket in there and installed this because she needs a basking temperature right here at the basking spot. It needs to be, when they're babies, it needs to be like 110, 111 degrees. Uh, when they get older, you can actually tone it down about 10 degrees to about 100. But I keep it about 110, 111 degrees. The best bulbs that you can get these guys, which as soon as they come in the mail, I have some ordered, are the Power Sun bulbs. There's another brand that has some real good bulbs, but they're a basking lamp and a UVB all in one. And like this one right here is that bulb right there is just a basking bulb. It gives off UVA and hardly any UVB. It's just a straight up spot bulb. Uh, you can actually use flood lamps that you buy at the hardware store if you supplement them with lamps like this. I have a uh, ZooMed UVB bulb, fluorescent bulb right there, and then I have a dual fixture with two UVB 10.0 bulbs right there. And if you don't give them UVB, they will get metabolic bone disease, and they will actually end up twisted. Like their joints will be twisted, and their tails can get messed up. And that's one of the common things is they'll get a wavy tail. Uh, I will put some. Uh, I have her another UVB bulb right there. Anyways, when they're babies, you can keep them in a small tank. But I don't know. As you can see, she is in a huge. I think it's a 75-gallon tank. It's got a stand. This is actually a. Oh, I forget what the brand is. Anyways, when they're little, they eat. Your diet will mainly be crickets and stuff. Some mealworms and hornworms. But as they get older, you're gonna want you always offer them vegetables and stuff and greens, and you're gonna want to do that while they're little and try to get them used to eating it because some of them are big brats and don't want to eat anything but crickets. As you can see, she's got a bowl right there with some squash and mustard greens and collard greens and stuff in it. Uh, as for tank medium, I have a lot of people that say don't put sand in there, which I don't. I don't recommend sand. There's a brand that is actually walnut shells, which we used to use it. I don't recommend any of that material when they're babies, but when they get older, you can put them on sand. A lot of people tell you that it can cause impaction. What I think what causes impaction more is your lizard being dehydrated. Which, if you make sure they eat vegetables and stuff, they usually don't get dehydrated. And you can give them a bath, like every week. Give them a bath in warm water, let them swim around in the bathtub, and they're usually fine. Uh, as for size, it depends on the bearded dragon you get, because I don't think she's gonna grow anymore. You're okay. I really don't think she's gonna get any bigger than what she is. Okay. Uh, yeah, I don't think she's gonna get any bigger than what she is right now. But that's one of the ways you can tell she's a girl, is she's a little bit smaller. And like I said, it depends on what kind of bearded dragon you get. She is definitely a smaller one, and I think from head to tail, she's probably 15 inches, so that's probably topping out. Uh, we've only had her for about a year, and I'll show you this is my wife's bearded dragon. I'll show you my oldest daughter's bearded dragon. He is not so lucky because he is not going to get one of these big tanks like that until next year. He's up here. This little guy, actually he's big. I wanted to keep him in with her, but he's kind of a jerk and beats the living snot out of her. So he's in here, and you can use pet carpet. I mean, that's what he's using. That's Jack. This guy right here, I don't know if you can see his back. He's got some purple flames and stuff. This guy right here I actually got from my buddy that he was moving and he couldn't keep him because he works out in the oil field. He literally isn't home enough to look after this guy. But see, he's got some simple stuff in here. He's got stuff to climb on, and he's got UVB lights, and his tank stays a constant. Oh, that's another thing. Ambient temperatures on these guys, you want to keep the cool end about 78, 80 degrees, and the basking spot about 100 or 110 for when they're big. He the recommendation that I have for, if you're planning on getting one of these guys for a pet, my suggestion is before you get the animal. This is with a lot of animals. The only exclusion I have is the iguana. The iguana was kind of dumped on me, so she had to stay in, and she's big. She had to stay. Let's see, she had to stay in a small enclosure until we got this big one built. It only took a couple days, but she. But my suggestion is look up the animal you want. Just pretty much with any reptile. Research the animal that you want. Buy all of the stuff and its enclosure first before you buy the animal. Get the enclosure set up so whenever the animal comes, when you order it or when you get it from the pet shop, it can go right into its new habitat, into its enclosure, and you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I need this now or that. It's way better for the animal, way better for you. You'll end up having a pet like Miss Big Head here that you can enjoy, because my wife loves the living crap out of this lizard. That's just my recommendation. Please research your animals before you get them. Snakes. What I was saying about snakes is snakes are a lot easier to take care of. Especially snakes like this girl right here. Ball pythons. A lot of people keep them in tubs, which I mean, if you're going to display the snake and you want to see it crawling around, I put them in cages like this. If you're not worried about them being on display, you can still own a snake, and it's still not going to matter if it's in a tub. And this is one of the reasons why I think snakes are a lot easier to take care of. Like ball pythons here. There's Ruby. You can get them a nice enclosure and put a hide on the cold side, a hide on the hot side. On ball pythons, ambient room temperature is that you can actually keep it about 75 inside their enclosure. On the hot spot for a ball python, it's pretty much any snake. Give them a hot spot of about 80, probably 87, 88 degrees. I wouldn't go any higher than that, maybe 90. But if they get too hot, they will move. And if you give them a hot spot, say of 90 degrees, they will, they will adjust themselves. If they get too hot, they will go to the cold side. If they get too cold, they'll go to the hot side. I used to have one of the best ways to heat them up is from an under tank heater. And that's just a stick on heat pad or heat tape that goes under the tank. And if you do it that way, you're going to want to have a thermostat or a rheostat so you can adjust the voltage that's going through your heat tape. And you're going to want to make sure you have a thermometer to measure the temp. And when it comes to snakes, I think they're a lot easier because give them the right temp on the hot spot, give them a cold spot, have them in there. These guys, like her, today's feeding day, I give my guys a large mouse. Even her, she actually eat small to medium rats, but I give them a mouse every week. And then if they're being stubborn one week, one of them doesn't want to eat, I skip a week and feed them. And she don't eat. This ball python usually doesn't skip meals, and this guy usually don't skip meals. My pie in there. And the one that skips meals is my big guy up here, or down here. The big guy right there. He's the one that occasionally he skips meals, but he eats like a pig. Anyways, I will try and post some more videos using my good camera, because right now I'm using the phone, but I'm having issues with my laptop. It's not up to par, so it can't render. It's having issues rendering stuff that I record in 1080p. Anyways, that's just a quick video of if you're planning on owning a bearded dragon, any reptile, what I would recommend for bearded dragon setup versus like a snake. Snake's I'm telling you, is a lot less of a pain in the butt. They don't need UVB lights and all that more expensive stuff. Anyways, if you have any ideas, about what kind of videos you want to see, so let me know and I will record them. Anywhere from more reptile videos to guitar playing videos, music videos of I can show you scales on a guitar. Thank you.